Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's another thing we do around here on Rusty Relic is my old junk gets an oil bath. And as you can see, a friend of mine came over yesterday and he did his old stuff because we keep our stuff so long, and did his three cars. Gonna do three, but the third one is one that he's using just for a runabout car, and it's so rusty he decided it wasn't worth the time or the oil to do it. So it's one that he had gotten. His son had used it down in where he lives, and it hadn't been oiled, so, and the frame's just about gone on his little Mazda, so he decided not to do it. But so this morning I'm going to get after some of my old junk, and if I would have not been so lazy and oiled mine before this happened, it would probably be in way better shape than what it is. But life gets in the way, and things just don't happen when you have kids at home, and you know you're trying to make a living, and time just, yeah, things are kind of more important sometimes. But so now I'm trying to just stop it. I mean, I've done this now for, oh man, many years now, but it was too late to really stop it. My friend's got a 97, which is the same year as that red one that we put the plow on, and the red one's not bad, but we'll oil that one too. But this is my go-to truck, and yeah, this is the workhorse around here on my mini farm too. So I'm just gonna try to keep it from rusting out as long as I can. So what we do is we mix a concoction of oil, and well, we used to do it with let me put this thing back in the shade. This is what I ended up making then, because we used to use just a 1 gallon tank sprayer and crawl around on the rocks out there with a piece of cardboard. And then a few years ago I got the Wildfire, and oh my goodness, yeah, that's a lifesaver, I tell you what. But my shop isn't quite big enough to get it, and I've only got a 10-foot ceiling in here. So the one reason I got the Wildfire is so I could put dollies on it and roll it outside. So we roll it outside on a weekend that we know is going to be nice, and in the fall here, and do all oiling out there. So he got pieces of cardboard from where he works, and we just cover everything. It just makes cleanup a lot easier. We just cover the lift. And anyway, we used to use a 1 gallon tank sprayer, crawl around out there, and then I thought, man, that because it was such a pain. Plus the wands you get with the tank sprayer, or the garden tank sprayer, is just terrible. So I took a couple air gun ends and made my own, and so that's the short one, and it's just a piece of brake line. And then I don't know if you can see it, in the end I soldered in it and then drilled it out to a hole, because I tried smashing it first to make it fan out, but that you can't, it's hard to do. And then I made a long one and to reach inside all the doors, and did the same thing at that end, and just drilled a hole in it. So them are our two wands we use. And I found this old tank sprayer at the auction that we live by. I mean, this old air tank, and I think somebody had set this up for maybe airbrushing, because I stripped it all off. They had different kind of stuff back here on the valves and stuff, so I stripped it all off and put a outlet on the bottom with a shut off. I don't know if you can see it there, so I can shut that off. And even with the female end down here, like, I'm not gonna pop it off because it'll leak oil, because this hose is still full. But then I can take it off and shut it off, and it just doesn't drip. It drips a little now because I changed the air fittings on there, and they're brand new, but they still leak. And then I tore whatever they had off back here and just put a put a ball valve on it here and a pressure regulator. We run about 40, is that 40 psi? And you know, have a pop off on it and a regulator, and then just supply air to it. And then you know, at 40 pounds with this wand, it doesn't shoot out, it just kind of streams out nice, and a nice even stream. And then we just reach in there wherever we can get with the wands and shoot some oil. And with transmission fluid and Marvel's Mystery Oil, you know, that's a creepy oil. And so you don't have to cover every last centimeter of your metal, because eventually it'll creep out. And we do this once a year now. At the beginning, if you just start doing it, I'd recommend twice a year until you get a good, you know, a good oil on it. You'll see underneath here. I mean, you can see right there where the oil is. And until you get a good oil base build up. And then like this year on my friend's truck, it was literally still oil underneath, but he redid it anyway. So let me get this tank hooked up. And yeah, I mean, you can regulate the pressure on this. That's what we like about it. And you can just pour, I mean, I think he pours a whole gallon in there. So let me get this out there, and we'll get the wand hooked up, get the truck in the air, and I'll kind of go through and show you what we do. And then when we get all done with that, we use I'll come back here in the shade. We use what they call a ZEP gun. It's actually an undercoating gun. And we fill this with chainsaw lube and just a little bit of Marvel's to cut the chainsaw oil. And then we spray the whole bottom. This comes out, it just globs it out. It's man, does that work, because then we can just coat the whole underside of the truck. Just coat the whole truck and just seal everything. So it really works good. This thing is awesome. And okay, so let me get stuff set up and then I'll bring it back. All right, well, we got it in the air. Good. The sun's out from down here, so you can see. Now, right here's a good example. It's still oily under here from last year. So that's what we like to see. And you know, underneath here is not bad, but yeah, the rocker panels, it was bad. And I'm such a dummy for not keeping it better up when it was, because it was rust free when I bought it from the place I worked. And I had done all the maintenance on this for almost all of its life, and I just got lazy. But yeah, see how oily that is still up on the cross beams and the floor and the frame. And yeah, back here, yeah, everything's still oily. So I'm gonna get that tank sprayer ready to go, get it filled up. And see, that wand then is what we use, you know, up in these holes. We stick the wand down there in the hole, and so we can oil clear down to there, and you know, and then stick it in here and oil back that way. And all the cross members, we go in from the end out here and shoot in that way and fill up the cross members. And yeah, anywhere you can stick that wand. I did notice on his truck, and I'm going to do it to mine, the bottom of the gas tank, we never did. And the gas tank's starting to run, so I'm going to shoot it in there this year and fill up the bottom of this gas tank, because that's just a place to hold salt water. You know, I shoot it across the top of it, but it wasn't enough to run down between the plastic cover and the steel tank. So we noticed that on his too, so I'm going to do mine this year. I don't know how we missed that all these years, but So yeah, I mean, I know that's really bad. But it's pretty much, I mean, it's still going a little bit, the rust, no matter how much I put oil on it. It is creeping rust just a little. It's hard to keep this wet just because of the rain and stuff like that. But you know, the doors aren't too bad. You know, this is an 89 and it's been a northern truck. It's been all over the country. I worked at a RV company, and so this was one of our show trucks back in the day. And yeah, it was a perfect truck when I bought it, and you know, just never kept up on it. But ever since I started oiling it, everything has slowed down to almost a creep. You know, if I wouldn't have been oiling it, that whole fender there would have been gone. So all right, well, enough gibbering. I'll get the tank ready to go and get my oil in it, and we'll go from there. All right, there's my box of oil. I think that's what I had left from last year in there. Of course, they make these black markers, you know, that you can write on stuff. They make them for a reason. I've got a whole drawer of them, but I still don't write on stuff. There's my bar and chain lube. There's some more just cheap bar and chain lube. And I got Marvel's Mystery, and that should be plenty. And a quart of 10W30 and a quart of ATF. But I think that's the other thing about this setup here. The old garden variety tank sprayer, the 1 gallons that you buy at the store. It's hard to regulate them, and you're constantly pumping them up, but it's hard to regulate, so you end up wasting so much more to do it than what you need. And the wands on those, you know, they're only like, you know, yay long, and you can't reach into everywhere you can with this. But not saying you have to do this. I got this whole setup. We live just right around the corner from an auction that we went to. Well, we're coming up on 40 years of marriage. We were doing that. We were going to that auction before we were even married. So I think $11 I paid for this. But yeah, I think it was an airbrush guy, because the way it was set up, and then he could sit right here, you know, and sit and airbrush stuff. But yeah, it works great. If you're capable of going to an auction, just buy an old junk air compressor that's blown up for dirt cheap and rip it apart, and you know, do something like this if you want to start oiling your cars. I highly recommend it if you keep your stuff like I do and my friends do. We got a lot of old stuff, so, and then it won't look like that, you know. It won't look like that. It'll be perfect like my friend's truck, which is literally perfect. So yeah, anyway, enough jabbering. Let me get my oil put in here. I think my buddy left me some in here for me, so I just want to run it through oh yeah, see that. Hold on, I gotta put the camera down. Well, I thought I was gonna be smart and put cardboard down here to catch any spills. Anyway, it's a little slow going here. Now I got it crammed in there. Hopefully don't do it again. And I won't touch it. Okay, and bring it back when I'm got the stuff done. All right, got a bigger piece of cardboard down because I still made more of a mess. The funnel slipped out of the hole. The whole cardboard's gonna disappear, but I'm gonna get rid of it before I start tracking it all over the place. All right, so at least hopefully everything's covered in cards. The only problem with doing this is oil gets everywhere no matter how careful you are. This is why you save every last stitch of rags, like your old t-shirts and your old anything. I don't like blue jeans. I mean, they're all right for just to lay down, like you've seen, just lay down and let something soak up, but they're not really good grease rags. But these are all old t-shirts, and then you just pitch them, and you know, I got a whole box full that my wife cuts out of. We save all my old shirts, and then she begrudgingly cuts them up. But man, they do help. All right, we'll keep going. All right, and I wear rubber gloves to do this. I mean, yeah, I guess wouldn't have to, but it just makes handling the wand, because the wand does leak, and I always like to have a rag in my hand at all times to work. Now let's put the air compressor on. Go over here and start it up. It might get noisy here. Nope. And the long wand is on there. I like the long wand. Let's pull this thing out. I got the air hose hooked up. I always like starting in the back. Yeah. And I'll turn the valve on down there. Got the air coming in. Let's see where he had it. It should be about 40 maybe. Looks like about 50, so we'll try that one. Try. Let's see how that does. You know, that stuff I don't worry too much about because the Zep gun will get it. So really, in these we can get, there are some holes here that I can, let's see how we're flowing out here. Oh yeah, we're good. So it doesn't take much, just a squirt there. Oops, can't do it. Hard to do this one-handed, try to hold the trigger, and I'll get those from the outside then too. I'll stick the wand clear through to the middle and pull it back. My cardboard shirt's gotta be windy for me today. Zep gun will get, you know, all that stuff, all that. But we're looking for, yeah, I think I'm gonna stick it up. I'll start there, but let me see it, make sure there's nothing. Now here you can't get the Zep gun up there, so I stick the wand up in there and just squirt it and go up top there in that hole. Yep, there it comes. That's why you work backwards. I got my wand all bent. One nice thing about brake line is you can bend it a little bit how you want it. That'll squirt it up in there. It'll get there. Unless we can put it maybe up in that crack. Get a little bit along that. You know, the Zep gun will get that. This one. That way. Oh yeah, feel better. Put it down for a second here. Okay, that'll work. This is a different animal trying to do one-handed. That's the metal tank. So I just squirt. I just squirt on top of the tank. Yeah. Cover the whole top of the metal tank, and it'll, especially with the Zep gun, then it should run everywhere. That's a good place for salt to land. Squirting out, yeah. It should be dripping off, but it'll run down the side into that. Yeah, there it comes, it's running down the side. All right, now while I'm back here, I'm going to squirt this underside, what we haven't done before, and I'm going to blow the Zep gun in there too. I know I'm not getting everything, but the Zep gun will then just gets this creepy marbles, mystery and stuff. That's a good place right there. Right there is a good place for the tank to rust out. And I don't know, maybe when it's gotten down from the top, when I've done it from the top before, but and the Zep gun will get up in there too, but I'm gonna just give it some extra love up in there with all the brake lines and fuel lines, which I know I think I'm pretty sure I got a leak up there. Okay, what do you think? All right, let's get under out of here, and let's get got it there, got it through there, and let's get the Zep gun out here and plaster this baby. All right, so this is the Zep gun, and we added an extension. I don't know why it was so short. It wouldn't reach the bottom of the, maybe that's the way they do it for bed liners and stuff, but we added a rubber extension so it reached clear to the bottom of the, oh, this is a brand new one. I must have got this at an auction or something, but I don't know. It's a, what kind is this? Well, it doesn't say, not that I can see. Oh well, it was cheap at an auction. And we'll pour that in there like that, and I add just a little bit of marbles. I probably wouldn't need to, but I don't know if it'd mix with it and help it creep out. But chainsaw stuff is stickier, and I mean, you could use regular motor oil and do the same thing, but it's not as sticky, and this thing works great. All right, and just so I know, I kind of had a hard time figuring out what people were using when we first started doing this, but the Zep gun's new to us. We've only been doing this Zep gun now for, oh, probably 5 years, maybe 6 years, something like that. I can't remember. I forget who I seen doing it. It's like, man, that is a good idea, because we've always tried to figure out how to make that. We've actually built sprayers, like paint sprayers, that would mist it out, and it's just terrible. But yeah, I found this. It's online. There it is. The only complaint I got about it is the bottle. When you get so low, it wants to suck the bottle in. We actually tried drilling the relief hole out just a little bit to give it a little more air. It helped, but it's not perfect. So let me get this. And this we use full air pressure off the compressor. So, all right, let's go to the back. And after we're done with this, then we can let it down and get all the doors and up in the trunk area, the engine compartment area, the front fenders and cab corners, what's left of them, and stuff like that. So I'll just kind of start here, one hand, shake this up just a little, and you just basically coat it. That's all you do. I do the inside of my bumper too, because yeah, I had, oh, there's a piece of plastic up there. We don't want that up there. And I took my spare tire out. I hate that thing. If I go somewhere for a long distance, I'll throw a spare tire in the back of the bed. But yeah, that's nothing but a salt trap. Guess if you live in Arizona, it wouldn't matter, but and you don't need to cover every single centimeter with this, because it will disperse out. And I know you're probably going, oh, he's going over the dirt. Well, oh well. It'll soak it up and make a nice seal. That's all done and kind of wiped up the bigger glue. So what I do, I don't like dropping it down in oil in it right here. I mean, a friend of mine does, he uses cardboard. I'm gonna go out there on the gravel and do it, save the cardboard, because I've got that new Toyota that we got. I want to do that, and that's gonna make a mess too. So, and I gotta do the red plow truck. So I'm just gonna back this down. It can drip off out there, and then we'll open the doors and we'll take the wand and we'll squirt the doors and the fenders and everything up high. I got everything ready to go out here to finish. I always take these out the vents so I get to the door, but I usually go right through. I don't know if you can see it since it rained, the little rubber for the wires and stuff. I usually pop that out and get my wand in there, and I got the body plug there for that, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory. I think we're ready to go. Sorry about out here in the bright sunshine. I'll do a little bit here and then, but the thing about this long wand now is you can stick it in there and almost get clear into the other side of the door. And what you want to do is, what I do is squirt up high. Yeah, straighten that out a little. Squirt up high, and then it runs down and runs out the bottom. If you just do it low, then, but it'll get there. You just squirt and kind of pull back. And this, you know, I may do a couple times here, just see how it's, I don't know if you can see that, but it's probably can't even see. And that I'm gonna have both hands for that, but this one we can. Okay, there we go. Make sure we get it right up close here, all the way back. All right, that should be done there. This double wall crap, I tell you. No body plugs needed here. All right, that I got with the Zep gun, and then we can go. I can reach clear back in there and go up high on the bed, but I shot the Zep gun up in there from the other side. Yeah, that's what I like to see down there. Nice and oily. I'm gonna run a bead just along the bottom of the door. That's gotten dry. Put a little more in this door. All right, now shoot it down in here. In there. All right, well, you get the picture. And then the hood, when I go up, I try to, well, I'm going to do that last because it all runs this way. I try to shoot that and then shut the hood, but down here along the sides, I just shoot it in there, and it'll run down, clear out the other end. Yeah, there it's dripping out down there. That's what we want to see. Anyway, you get the picture. It's just, I'm just gonna go around and do it. I gotta get down in here. Okay. I don't think there's a place here. Yeah, there it is. Can't remember. All the way up as far as I can reach. Yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it. Up in there. Where all the salt lays. Let me, I'm gonna move stuff around and we'll keep working our way around. All right, well, we got this side done. Squirted in there, got in there and down in the door. Went up there, the front fender. Don't have to worry about the rockers because I get it from the bottom. got oil in there on this side panel, which helps stop that from going anymore. But got inside the bed, this double wall here. I reached up inside and squirted down in this bed pocket here. Most of this I reached with the Zep gun from underneath. So it's pretty oily under there. And oh yeah, I got to do those. I almost forgot. Those we didn't do because we could get to them here. And stick that thing way in there and kind of squirt it towards the top. Squirt that thing, get in there as far as you can go, and just kind of wiggle it back. There's all right. The others we got from underneath, and you know that looks pretty good from the years I do it. It just comes up and around up the wheel well, but that seam there, hopefully I get that when I go up inside the wheel well. But yeah, it really isn't the big problem there. And then you know, squirt a little down in there and I got oil on my truck. And then the tailgate, what I do is just go in the end here halfway and just load it. Just go back and forth. Make sure you get up in this corner here. You don't have to get all the way to the bottom, because then when we shut this gate, it'll run to the bottom. Trust me. Make sure it's still squirting. Oh yeah. Squirt some right there. Squirt some right in the corner. Squirt, squirt, squirt. I'll come to the other side and do the same thing. Kind of got my wand kind of pointed up. And out. I'll put a little extra there in the corner. There. And right there. All right. And then I just put some on my hinge. Hinge is kind of dry. You know, all this will, I mean, once, who cares if it's oily there? As long as it lasts, right? All right. And I think I did. My friend takes his tail lights out. I haven't done that. I don't know, maybe I should, but I can get in here down this bed pocket and squirt, and then it runs down in by the light, up around the light. It probably wouldn't hurt to take the lights out, but you know me, I'm lazy. There's a little hole right there. You just squirt that baby in there. It'll run down the back side of the light, keep the lights well, won't run out of blinker fluid. You can go right in that hole, squirt it down beside the light, and that should get it all the way down that seam there. Okay, now let's lift this tailgate up. Yeah, I think it's time to clean the old girl. It's got some moss growing on her. All right, well there you have it. That's what, now it's just on the other vehicles I got. I got the 4Runner, the Impala, and my plow truck. Golly, it just, when you got that many cars, it takes forever, but it's worth it. I don't know how long we'll have the Impala. It's just someday I want to make one of these, maybe that one, a daily driver. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, if I ever get time to get back on something like that. But anyway, that's what we do in the fall. just oil the stuff because, like I said before, this is my workhorse. And this thing does everything from hauling the horse trailer to the car trailer to my son's camper. Any heavy stuff we got to do, this thing does it. It's went out to Missouri with a truck camper on the back, all the way to southern Missouri and back. It's got over 300 and plus who knows how many thousand miles on it, because the speedometer broke 20 years ago now. But yeah, she's been a great truck mechanically. I'd hop in it and go anywhere with it. But yeah, it's just I should be smacked for not keeping it in better cosmetic condition, but oh well. Mechanically, it's great. Body wise, it's okay. So anyway, I'm just jabbering on. So if you want to do that, if you're going to keep your stuff, if you buy a newer car and you know you're going to keep it, you know, until you drive the wheels off of it, oil it, you know. And this is not made for, this is not what you do to show cars. You know, you don't want to, well, I don't know, maybe they'd have an entry into the oiliest car. If you can't get a system like that tank sprayer, and you just want to start, get some oil in it. Just go get a cheapo garden tank sprayer, 1/4 of Marvel's Mystery, 1/4 of oil, doesn't matter, 1030, 30 weight, 10W40, 1540, and 1/4 of transmission oil. Mix it together, throw it in there, pump it up, stick the wand wherever you can get it, and just squirt. At least it's something. So there you go. And so now for me, it's gonna be wash, rinse, and repeat 3 more times. All right, round number 2. This is our Toyota 4Runner that we got after somebody wrecked our 06 Impala. My wife found this 06 4Runner, and it actually is a Texas car. We got the Carfax on it, and it spent the majority of its life in Texas. It came up here to Michigan, looks like in the summer, and then went back to Texas for the winter. So it spent most of its life in Texas, and it's something that I thought I'd never have again. If you want to know, I show it when we got it, and we changed all the oil and did a lot of maintenance on it when we first got it. And so this is a vehicle that I am going to keep up on as far as oiling, because I plan on keeping this little thing here for a long time. But yeah, it's just a good looking, well taken care of 06 4Runner. And yeah, I'm just so happy to find this. When I went to look at it, which I was pretty begrudgingly to go look at it, because usually anything up here in northern Indiana, you know, is gonna have, you know, our salt rust. But I got there, got down under it, looked at it, and I was like, okay. So we took it for a drive, and I spent about an hour in a Walmart parking lot crawling all over this thing, and decided to buy it. And it's already been, we went back out to Missouri with this, with a car hauler, and brought my daughter's car back with it, and it drives like a brand new truck. It's just crazy. But anyway, we're gonna keep this thing from rusting. So this is round 2 of oil day. All right, so this is why we're gonna keep this oiled. I mean, if you look at and see how it's starting already. I mean, it's not really starting, but you know, that will be problems after a couple years up here in the salt, and the black paint's already starting to come off of it. So that's why I want to get this thing oiled. But I mean, it is just crazy clean under here, you know. I think it is for an 06. It's just nuts, you know, up in there. It is all perfect. But I guess that's what you'd expect from a Texas car, which, yeah, I'm not sure. I would think we changed all the rear end oil and tranny oil, engine oil, and everything like that. But you know, up in there, it's all good. I mean, there's some surface rust there on the frame, but you know. But if I'd run this a couple seasons here in the salt, and you know, it'd be done. I want to take this stupid tire off. I want to get that off of there so I can get up in there. I want to do that before I start oiling. But yeah, the hitch has got a little bit right there coming. You know, it's got a hitch on it, and this is not a four-wheel drive unit, and that's what I wanted. You know, I mean, you can see there's nothing driving these front tires. Nothing. There's no axle in there. It is a two-wheel drive with a regular, I mean, it's a regular motor, you know, the motor's facing forward. The transmission sits on the back of the motor. Here, it's a better view right here. Transmission sits at the back of the motor, just like old school, with a drive shaft and an axle. That's what I love. Anyway, I'm just jabbering on, but yeah, sure, it's got to get windy now. But anyway, that's why we're gonna do it, just to show you. And then that truck's next, my red plow truck. And if it gets serious around here in the winter and my wife needs a ride to work, I'll take that. It's four-wheel drive. So all right, well, it's been a day. I finally got this thing done. I took my time on it, and really, I mean, you can see it's soaked. I ended up drilling. Yeah, looks crazy, doesn't it? It's called the Valdez now, but yep, got everything done. I actually drilled some access holes in the doors so I could get to it easier. But yeah, this is trippy. I got an oil leak, but yeah, cool. Man, I really can't see much here because yeah, it should last. This is the first time it's ever been done, so I'll do it again in the springtime, just because it's never been done. And yeah, looks good, man. That Zep gun does a great job. And then the wand, but yeah, I'd open the door, but I drilled a couple access holes in the door here so I could get into the bottom of the door. And then I ended up taking the latch off of this door. Be able to take the latch off and get in that way, and then open the back and got in up above the fender wells through the back. And then I took the latch off, and I could stick my wand clear back and go clear around the fender well. So I don't think I missed anything. So there it is. That's what you call oiling. And hey, that's where that went. I wondered where that went. I was missing one. And cool. Anyway, been a long day. I think I'm gonna call it a day, get this thing off, get the red truck put on it, and Monday I'll get the red truck and get that one done. All right, well, round 3. I'm gonna do my dad's truck, which is now the plow truck here. And this is the one that was been Z-barred when he bought it. And of course, I don't think he kept up on it, but as you can see, the Z-Bart is now kind of liquid again. I mean, it's soft. Before, I wish I could find a spot like it was. I mean, like right there, you can see some of the rust where some of that old Z-bar just fell off. But if you don't do, this is my own opinion, so other people might have a different thought on it, but if you don't keep up on the Z-bar or any kind of like undercoating like this, what happens is it dries out, and kind of like up in here where it dries out, and then it cracks, and then the salt water gets between, you know, the thick layer of tar or whatever it is, and then it just starts, then it keeps all that salt water behind it. So this is like I think this is the third year now that see where all the Z-bars actually come off the frame rail. And when I first got this from my dad, it literally rained. I took an air blower and blew just piles of rust off this thing. And now that I've been Z-barting it, of course, it's got nice pockets in the sorry about the glare, but in the rocker panels. And like out here is this right here is really the only real rust it's got, and that was there when I first got it. And someday I'd like to fix that, because I mean it's pretty much quit from where it was, because I painted that kind of an orange just to protect the outside. It's quit, it's creeped a little bit, but for the most part there's a little bit on this door on the bottom, a little bubbling there, but the bed is fiberglass, so yeah, fiberglass, never rust. But you know, the hardware underneath it might if you don't keep it oiled. But yeah, the bed's fiberglass, so that's a big plus. And the other side up here, you know, is all Z-barded with that black crud, but now it's I mean it's tacky, it's getting soft again, thank goodness. But yeah, crazy. But this side here, this side's good, you know, and I'm not sure, but they say, I guess I never thought about it, but they say the passenger side is always the first to rust, because all the salt and water and salt water end up going to the edge of the road, and that runs in salt water more than the driver's side, which, I mean, that makes sense. Never thought of it. But yeah, so we're gonna give this another oil bath. And yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's still good and wet. That's what I like to see. And awesome. Well, I'm gonna get number 3 done, and then all I got is the Impala, which that's gonna wait. All right, so I got all the cracks and crevices done with the wand down there. Now I'm gonna do the ZEP gut. Let's see if I can get up here where you actually see. It's just chainsaw bar oil. All right, I better go back here or it's gonna be dripping all over me. It's just can't really see back here that good. Okay, but you get the gist how this thing works, and it just coats everything nice and wet. That's what we like, and bar oil sticks pretty good. So there you are. Well, there they are. I got old Sally, brown truck Sally done, and the big old red, and then we got the Toyota done up there. I gotta do the Impala yet, and I think we'll have all the cars oiled for the winter, so at least the ones we drive. So that's what I do every year on these. And I guess if you trade your cars in all the time, you don't need to do it. But if you keep your old stuff and old junk like me, it helps a lot. So, yep. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get my daughter's Nissan going. We rescued that down in Missouri. It quit running, and I think I know what's wrong with it, but we'll have to dig into it and see. So until the next video, appreciate you watching. I got a mess to clean up here. I may just leave it. It's not supposed to rain for another week, and see if I can get the Impala done. And I think my friend needs to come back and do his son's car yet. So I think I just put it to the ground and leave it sit outside. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll try to get another video up here soon so it's not so long. And we'll go from there. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.